This is a follow-up video for learning how to pick out melody notes for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And our first sort of step in that is to be able to find where the scale notes are for the song. So the song, at least as we've passed it as David's version, it is, and as we were talking about during the last lesson, is in the key of C, and it's in the song. The notes in the song are all in the scale of C major. So C major will be the scale that we cover in this video. So anyway, I'm also sending out a tablature version of the C scale that looks like this. Okay, and for those of you who aren't familiar with tablature, the tablature represents the 6 strings of the guitar with the high E at the top and the low E at the bottom. And I've numbered them on the side. And then the notes are denoted by the number of the fret that needs to be pressed. So these are all going to be quarter notes or tied quarter notes to give a half note. So I didn't bother writing the note value. I just wrote the fret numbers and the fret. So if the fret number is on the 5th string, you press the appropriate fret on the 5th string, and so forth and so on. And so that should aid you in knowing where to finger for the C scale. Okay. So for Twinkle Twinkle, I'm going to divide this into 3 different videos. In this video, I'm just going to go over the C scale. And in the second video, I'll go over picking out the notes for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And then in the third, and give you some hint of how you can use the chords of the song to find those notes. And then in the final video, I'll actually show you how to play the chords and pick out and emphasize anyway melody lines while you're playing the chords. So that's the objective of the 3 videos, and this is, of course, video number 1. So it turns out you can get a lot of notes of the C scale by playing the C chord. So the root note of the C chord is on the 5th string on the 3rd fret. Right there, that's a C note. And then there's another C note in the chord, which is on the 2nd string on the 1st fret. So that's the B string. So if you press the 1st fret, go from B to C, there's only a semitone between B and C. So there's another C. So C, 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 C. And as you play the scale, see if you can sing it, and so you'll get a better feel for the intervals. Hear the notes in your head if you can sing them. Okay, C, C. Obviously, as my example shows, you don't have to sing them perfectly, but just get the idea. Okay, so those are 2 C's. So we're going to march up from that low C up to that higher C. That's an octave. That's 1 octave, 8 notes. Okay, so we start here, C, 3rd fret, 5th string. And then we play the open 4th string, which is a D. So C, D, open. Then press the 2nd fret on the 4th string to give E, E. And the 3rd fret on the 4th string gives F. Then open 3rd string gives G. press the second fret on the third string, gives A. Pluck the open second string, it gives you B. And then put your finger on the first fret of the second string, it gives you C. Okay, so that's the C scale. Going slowly. Okay, and of course you can go down to and so it's you know, if you do it enough times, you'll realize that there's a pattern. So for third fret, open, second fret, third fret, open, second fret, open, first fret. Okay, and that's basically it. That's the C major scale in that particular position, and you'll note that the if you think about it, and I'm going to attach another sheet that illustrates this, of the chords and the scale represented on as we usually represent them on the guitar neck. The chords C and F, C and F and G cover the notes on the C scale, on that C scale that we just played. In the case of G, it's just an open note, but those are the chords we're going to be playing in the song. And so that's why we're using this particular C scale. Because there's other C scales on the guitar. And there's other places where you can play that same C scale that I just played. But if we were to go up, so there's one C scale on an octave. We can then march up. That's another C note right there. Remember from the bar chords. C, C. Okay, so to use that C scale, we'd have to use chords that are up in this region, and right now we don't want to do that. So we're going to stick with this one. Okay, so that's basically it for the C scale. Make sure this week that you spend some time with it and nail it. Have it, know it by heart. Don't have to think about it. Have it in your mind. And the way to do that is to just keep drilling it. Drill, 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 drill. Get it into your muscle memory. Okay? And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. You have my email, or call me. You have my phone number, and or you can call Dave, email Dave, and we can help you out with it. But the beauty of this is that once we learn one scale, we can often slide up our fingers along the neck. Not so much with this one because it has open strings, so we'd have to make some accommodations, but we can slide it up the neck, you know, to various starting points and do different scales with the same pattern. Okay, so if you learn the patterns, then you've got a lot of, you know, if you learn a major pattern, then you've got a lot of flexibility in terms of which major scales you can play. That's really the beauty of the one of the beauties of the guitars. you can do all this sliding to get to different chords and different scales, and just use the same pattern. For instance, with the bar chords, we're using the E shape to make a number of different chords, or the A minor shape. Same with a scale. If you were to play scale, that could be that you could slide up and down the neck, then you can get a lot of scales from just knowing one pattern. We'll learn more about that in future lessons. Okay, so do get that C scale down, and next lesson we'll start to attack, providing you have the C scale down, we'll start to attack how to play the melody of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and then in the week after that we'll try to interweave it with the chords. Okay, and in case you just think this is a futile gesture, this approach, picking notes out of the chords, is the way you add melody lines to a song that you're strumming on the guitar. But you have to know where the melody notes are, okay? And that's why we're learning the scale within the chord structure. Okay, till next time, practice, practice, practice.